Hey everybody, what's going on? It's me, Aton Wish, and you're hanging out with us on Pete's Basement.
What's up, guys? Pete from the Basement here on Saturday. I'm here with David Baxter, author of Marksmen.
Hey, how you doing?
We dragged him over to the booth, and not only that, but he just helped us hang up our poster that just fell down. Hold on a second. Honestly, like, Italians only grow to about 5'5".
Am I still taller than you? Oh my God.
No, I actually got you by about an inch now. I'm on a friggin' chair.
Anyway.
So, David, tell us about Marksmen.
Sure. Can I do this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hi. So, Marksmen is a comic book. It's a post-apocalyptic action-adventure comic book set about 60 years in the future, where years of recession, as opposed to zombie invasions or alien invasions, have caused the United States to collapse. We have civil war, and only those cities that could survive on their own are around. And the comic book is about New San Diego, which has been taken over by the military, the Navy SEALs, and the science community. And now, after a generation or two, these Navy SEALs have become the Marksmen. And they basically keep everybody in the city and everybody who's out of the city away from the city. And this whole series is about a guy named Drake McCoy, who's a marksman, who doesn't feel comfortable being Facebooked to death, being totally interconnected with everybody in his town. And he's the guy they send out to check out what's happening, to find technology, and he ends up finding another city. And then what happens, you gotta read to find out, but it's fun.
Nobody ever volunteers to hold the microphone, man. That was so much easier to me having to do this shit back and forth.
Oh, it was my pleasure. Hope it works.
Now, how long have you been publishing the book for?
We've gone through 3 issues. So it premiered at Comic-Con in July. We've got 6 issues, and then the trade paperback will come out in February.
And where can everybody get this? Is it available in your local comic shop? You have a website?
It's available in your local comic shop.
Best comic book ever.
Don Murphy, producer of Transformers and Real Steel. Very awesome guy. Anyway, you can get this at your local comic shop, or if you've got an iPad or an iOS device, Comixology or Image, you can get a digital version of it. So if you want to read it, you can. It's out there.
Awesome, guys. Go pick up Marksmen by David Baxter at your local comic shop right now.
Something strange happened at the Pete's Basement table, so who else we're gonna call? The Ghostbusters. But they're not the real Ghostbusters, but we're here with Ryan and Aaron. And tell us a little bit about yourselves and what you're here for.
Yeah, well, I'm playing the role of Dr. Peter Venkman in the Minions of Gozer, a live Ghostbuster Shadowcast going on November 18th, 19th at the IFC Center. And we're just here to make awareness to all of our fellow fans and future fans and fellow geeks who love Ghostbusters.
There's plenty of them, and with the video game and everything, Ghostbuster fever came right back into the mainstream. So Janine or Aaron, what is your involvement with the Minions? What is it, Minions of Gozer?
Minions of Gozer.
I originally joined up as part of Janine Melnitz, which I'm still doing, but I am playing double duty as the director as well. So inspiring a lot of funny Ghostbuster improv is involved with my job.
And besides you being Peter Venkman, what else is your involvement with the project?
I'm also the associate producer and the creative lead, so any designs I'm taking care of, and money I'm taking care of, I guess, too. So yeah, but we're all doing a lot of hard work for this show, and the reception so far has been really great with everyone here.
What we do is we reenact the movie as it's playing behind us. So it's the original first movie being shown behind us, and we kind of stage it a little bit more and add our own little funny twists. Like, we explain why Egon didn't get a chance to properly test the proton packs, as he talks about. Yeah.
Oh, so you actually fill in some of the little gaps of the movies.
Yeah, that's exactly what we do. We experience a sponge migration. We have some Twinkies involved. crunch bars.
Yeah, there's a big audience participation role. So, for example, in the opening scene, when the librarian's walking through the library and the index cards fly in the air, everyone in the audience will have index cards to throw in the air. So the whole theater's gonna be packed with all random things. Our packs are fully equipped with the finest silly string known to man.
Yeah, these packs actually shoot silly string. They're not loaded today, but...
Our Slimer shoots water. No, I'm kidding. Well, he does do water, but he's not gonna do it now.
So, none of you would explode if you cross the streams on the stage, right?
We actually haven't tried yet.
Yeah, we might have to get back to you on that, but if we don't get back to you on that, then you know the answer.
We still haven't tested these packs.
Any cast members blinded from looking straight into the trap when it's open?
Egon had some issues a couple weeks ago, but I think he's getting better.
Yeah, Egon was looking at one point, but we're getting closer to make sure no one looks at the trap unless you're wearing protective ecto goggles, which we do have a pair for our race dance.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. So, is there a website or Facebook or Twitter, anything to plug?
Facebook, Twitter, Minions of Gozer, and minionsofgozer.com.
Yes, minionsofgozer.com. Like I said, our show is at the IFC Center. Tickets are not on sale as of yet, but they will be soon, and we plan on a sold-out crowd, and we're going to really entertain the best.
All right, so there you go. Check it out, man. The Ghostbusters Minion of Gozers.
What's up, guys? Pete from the basement here with another Pete, the legend himself, one of the titans of the industry, Mr. Peter David. Peter, thank you for being on the show.
No problem. Glad I could be here.
So tell me about how it's been converting The Dark Tower, such a lengthy series, I mean 7 whole novels, into comic books. And obviously this is going to go on for a while.
Well, I'm certainly hoping so. I mean, in order to give credit where credit is due, I should say that in terms of converting it, a lot of the heavy lifting is being done by Robin Firth, who is the plotter on the series and probably is the foremost expert on Stephen King's Midworld, possibly more than Stephen himself at this point. She just has a staggering encyclopedic knowledge of it, and I literally don't know how the project could be done without her. I'm the words guy. I come in and I dialogue everything, and with a combination of the stuff that I come with myself or material that's taken directly from Stephen King's work, it is a tremendously exciting project to be a part of. I mean, so much of the work we put out there for, we hope the fans are going to like this and that and the other thing. As far as Robin and I and the creative team are concerned, we're producing this book for Stephen King. If Stephen King likes it, we're good to go.
I can honestly tell you, I want to thank you for this too. Now, my father is a tremendous Stephen King fan. My old man does not read comic books. So having these to actually show, like, hey, Dad, you want to read these? And he's like, yeah, sure. So it's pretty much thanks to this that you've actually got my father reading comic books. So we get to hang out on that a little bit, so thank you. And I ken it what you're saying about converting everything over. I also want to thank you for Fallen Angel, giving us the opportunity to be in the book, thanks to JK. I have never read Fallen Angel before, and it was a very easy transition to just read this the new issue, Return of the Sun. How has that been? Now, Fallen Angel is your creation. How has it been, fan-wise? You're having a lot of fun with it, and what's in store for Jude and the rest of the crew?
It's been great. I've been working on Fallen Angel for about 10 years now, first as a DC book and then being published by IDW. We've been doing it as a series of limited series at this point because I figure if it's good enough for, Frank Miller's Sin City and for Mike Mignola on Hellboy, then why should we be breaking our backs trying to get it out every single month? Yes, there is going to be more Fallen Angel that's going to be coming out from IDW. I don't want to go into detail yet, but we are getting things firmed up. And it's just been a tremendous project to work on, and I've loved working on it with JK. I mean, it's been great to see his growth as an artist over the course of the series.
I just want to tell you how truly brilliant it was making God the little girl with the tennis racket, and that whole dialogue about love and how he really just hates people and wants them to stop worshiping, like, shut up already. That was genius. Tell us a little bit about what's on the table. What's with the Muppets?
Okay, well, actually, these were made by my wife. You know, she's a puppeteer. She makes puppets. She's standing right over there in the really cool self-made X-Men First Class jacket. And so we have them here. And that's my little one over there. That's Caroline. And what else is on the table? Let's see. We've got a magazine of fantasy and science fiction. This was the July-August issue. I have the lead story called Bronsky's Dates with Death. So I was really pleased about that. About an old man who basically can't stop talking about death and how he's ready for it. And not only is he driving his wife and his daughter and all of his friends completely nuts, he also is driving death completely nuts. And death shows up and says, "You got to stop talking about me." And so that was a lot of fun. Let's see, we got the novelization of Transformers 3, which was very well received, and a lot of Transformers fans loved it. This is the Camelot Papers, the first book in a new publishing endeavor called Crazy 8 Press, which you can read more about at crazy8press.com. It's a publishing venture that myself and 5 other guys have embarked upon, in which we're putting out our own books and pooling our social networking resources to let everybody know about. Available both for the Kindle and also from Amazon, both in ebook format and also as trade paperback, obviously. And as you can see, that's Fallen Angel right there.
Peter, lots of luck at the convention. Thank you for being with us.
Glad to be here. Thanks for coming by.
Jeff Cahn of Red Spike. Awesome book. Tell us about the book.
Well, basically, it's a super soldier story. It's sort of like Born Identity meets Universal Soldier kind of idea, yeah. Where these two guys are super soldiers. They've had implants put on their adrenal glands and in their brain, and so they can have like a turbo boost of adrenaline in battle.
That steroid shit from
yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then one of them goes a little crazy, and he goes AWOL, and then the other one has to go get him back because he's sort of the only guy who can like physically contend with him. And, you know, it gets out of control a little. There's a big battle on the Lincoln Memorial and stuff like that.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's cool. We have a nice cover of issue 4 with Lincoln's head. The guy's throwing his head. It's pretty cool.
Lincoln gets no love. So who's publishing this?
It's Benaroya Publishing through Image. Yeah.
So are all the books going to come out on time?
Yeah, they've come out. Well, we had the 5th issue got delayed a month, but it's out already. It's out now. So all 1 through 5 are out in stores or Comixology. You can get it there. I think you can download the first one. It might be free on Comixology.
Is this a limited series?
Yeah, just 5 issues right now. We're hoping, you know, to maybe do more if there's demand for it, because you know we have plenty of stories for it, and sort of the, you know, the series ends with a big sort of reveal and a twist that, you know, sort of can propel it into more issues. So hopefully we'll be able to do that. I'm working on another comic called The Redeemer with Nam Kim as the artist, and that's basically a supernatural western. I've been sort of pitching it to people. You know, the 30-second version is like it's The Crow in Deadwood. So there's like this mysterious stranger comes into this mining town. Comes into this town, and he says he found gold, and he brings in like miners and prostitutes and like really shady elements, and then the preacher's like, "That's enough. You guys gotta hit the road." And then they lock him in his church and burn it down and kill him, and then he comes back from the dead to you know, get vengeance and redemption for the town.
You had me sold at prostitutes.
Yeah, I mean that's. Got to.
I love Deadwood and I love The Crow, so the two being together is fucking awesome.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm pumped about it. It's been, you know, we've been working on it for a while, and it should be really good.
When can we expect to see that?
Probably next year. I mean, you know, Nam, the artist, is working on issue 1 right now. I've seen pages of it.
Okay, yeah.
And we have a poster over at our booth, which is sick. But yeah, probably, you know, probably early next year, I would say. And Image and Benaroya Publishing, yeah.
Do you have a website?
Yeah, we have BenaroyaPublishing.com, I think is the website. If you Google Red Spike, you can find us. We are on Facebook, we have a page, we're on Twitter, Project Red Spike, so that's you know, that's all the Red Spike info is there if you ever want to inundate yourself with it.
All right. You heard the man, look him up, Google him. Simplest thing in the fucking world to do. Check out Red Spike. Thanks a lot, man.
Yeah.
Best of luck.
Thanks very much.
So look who we found at Comic-Con sitting in his booth, and Jay.
Go away.
What are you doing there, Jay?
I'm doing a commission of, who is this? Who's this tiger guy? Bronze Tiger. Bronze Tiger and Batman.
I thought it was Wolverine and Batman.
No, it's Bronze Tiger. It's not Tiger.
I've never heard of the Bronze Tiger.
You never heard of the Bronze Tiger? No. I heard about him from Brave and the Bold, the cartoon.
So you've got all these commissions. Now I see you've got a couple more over there as well.
This one I just did for fun as a warm-up.
Oh, that's cool.
Because that's what would happen.
You think so? Do you really think so?
I think so.
Now wait, now this is I think is going to be a question for debate at this point. See, Jay had Spider-Man kicking Batman in the face, and I'm under the distinct impression that there are two characters in all of comicdom, cosmic powers notwithstanding, that could beat Batman. Spider-Man is not one of them.
Why not? There's no way you can match his speed or his strength.
Batman can kick Superman's ass. You're aware of that?
Well, yeah, with the help of kryptonite boxing gloves. I mean, there's no kryptonite for Spider-Man. You can wipe the foot. All right, I get that Batman's like the Chuck Norris of comics and he can do anything. I get that. But I mean, all right, come on, let's be real. I mean, Spider-Man would mop the floor with him.
I think Batman would resort to kicking Aunt May in the chest, and that would distract Spider-Man.
Yeah, that could happen. That could happen.
I'm here with Owen Wiseman, the author of Samurai's Blood from Image Comics. What can you tell us about this book, bud?
Well, the concept of the book is to tell a samurai story, but to make it more real. You know, a lot of the samurai stories that I love, Ron Mars's stuff, The Path, that kind of stuff, it always puts samurai with a fantastical element. So there is a magic sword or somebody's coming back to life. This is an attempt to go back and look at samurai as they might actually have been. This is
more like the feudal Japan kind of thing.
Exactly. It's set in feudal Japan, and it's a classic revenge tale, very much in the mold of, you know, like films by Kurosawa, that kind of stuff. I took a lot of inspiration from there. So it's a classic story, but the whole idea is to make it really gritty and real, and not to let samurai or ninja have superpowers. You know, make it more of a human sort of character drama. But don't worry, there's still plenty of badass sword fighting. The main characters are all samurai. It's 3 kids from the same mountain village. They're all part of the ruling family of their clan, the Sanjo clan, or the ruling clan of their province, the Sanjo clan, and they are fighting against some other samurai who have usurped their family and destroyed their whole family, burned their village down. They have to go on the run, figure out who did it, and take their vengeance. So the good guys and the bad guys are both samurai. As far as how ninja fit in, you're going to have to read and find out on that one, because that's a big part of the story, is just who the ninja are and just how they fit in. But I will say, part of what I wanted to do was complicate that historical picture a little bit, you know, so we're not thinking about ninja as bad guy and samurai as good guy. We're thinking about a mixture of good and bad within each character.
So they're literally like just the black ops guys. Like, you know, you could say the CIA have done some nasty shit over the time, but, you know, they've done it in, you know, for the sake of the good of the country and stuff.
Let me put it this way. The samurai care a great deal about honor. The ninja care a lot more about winning. And so, in that sense, it's good and bad, but there's definitely evil samurai too. You know, part of what I wanted to do was make it more complex than a simple good guy, bad guy story. There's, within our main trio of characters even, there's good and bad aspects to both of them, and there's conflicts within that trio. So it's a lot about those relationships, and it's about exploring samurai in their natural environment, you know, who they might actually have been, and what the honor of samurai, or what that sort of costs them, you know, what it costs them psychologically, like the pain that they suffer because of the things that they do for honor.
What issue are you guys up to right now?
Well, we're having the 5th issue is going to drop next week, the 3rd week in October. So we've had 4 issues out so far, and that is the 5th of 6 in this initial miniseries. But I'm proud to say the response has been good enough and the sales have been good enough that I'm really looking forward to getting a chance to maybe do more work in this world, continue on with these stories. I've got many, many more issues worth of story in my head, and I got tons of stories I want to tell in this world. So the main story of this miniseries will certainly wrap up within these 6 issues, but there's a ton more to do. And also, if people are digging the series, if they're checking it out, you can go to our website. I write like prose stories and stuff that help flesh out the world. You can read all that for free. There's a lot more to check out. So go to samuraisblood.com. Also follow me at samuraisblood on Twitter. I write that account myself. Fans can talk to me directly. I love to be in contact with people.
Awesome, man. Owen, lots of luck.
Thanks
for being on the show.
Really appreciate that.
And we're here still at the Comic-Con, and I'm here with Zara, an internet personality from Canada, and she came here today as Sexy Marty McFly from Back to the Future trilogy. That is super geeky and hot. So check it out. Carol, what brings you here to the Comic-Con?
I'm here to, this is actually my first convention in the United States, because I come from Canada. And I'm also here with my boyfriend, Alvin Lee, Street Fighter artist. So yeah, this is fun, I love it. And hopefully I'll get to go to San Diego next year.
Awesome, let's hope you do. Now, you mentioned before you're an internet personality. Can you let some of our viewers know what makes you an internet personality?
Well, apart from all the bizarre little videos that I've made in the past, I was just recently featured on Epic Mealtime. So you guys should check out Epic Stockyard Burger. I lick Muscle's Glass's chest. Not to spoil, sorry, but you should watch it till the very end. It's the best part. It's pure food prawn. And I was also featured on like Yu-Gi-Oh! And Playboy. They featured me as one of the hottest girls on Twitter. I've got a good following right now, considering that I've been on TV only a few times. And Women Off the Web on G4, I was also featured there as the top geek on the web. What else? Yeah, and I'm gonna have a new show soon about food, obviously, because I love cooking. So it's gonna be very interesting. I'm also working on a horror film. I have a horror film. I'm trying to get some funding now. It's called Giant Flying Cockroaches with Werewolf Teeth. So, I mean, if you're scared of zombies, you haven't seen anything like this. Zombies are nothing. Flying cockroaches are the scariest thing ever. So
that is true. That is true. Now, where can we find you and see some of your stuff? Do you have a website, a Facebook, a Twitter?
I did have a website, but I gotta pay my GoDaddy bills, so it's not online yet. So you can find me on twitter.com/Carol Zara, Z-A-R-A, just like the store. Facebook.com/Digitally Blonde. You know, just like the movie, Legally Blonde. Yeah, with the E. And you can add me on Facebook. I accept your requests. Anything, you know, just add me or subscribe. It's a new feature, right? Yeah. So just be a creeper, because I love it.
Now, are you accepting donations to help you with your GoDaddy bills?
Sure, why not? Well, I don't know, I might be tempted to buy more shoes if I get donations, so it's okay. It's okay for now. I have to redesign my website anyways. I've had it since 2009. I'm bored of it, so whatever.
All right, well, you know, thank you for speaking with us, and have fun at the rest of the Comic-Con.
I love your microphone. It makes me want to have peanut butter and jam. PBJ should be PBJ. But what does it mean again?
It means Pete's Basement.
Oh, Pete's Basement. Is it scary? Is it his parents' basement?
Sadly, yes.
Oh, always. Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you.
I'm here with James Silvani, the artist of Darkwing Duck. As you know, I've been talking your ear off about this since the first issue came out. James, I want to say first that what turned me on to this series was how well you recreated the cartoon. Like that, I was a fan of that when I was a kid, and just when I first saw the issue, I'm like, wow, it looks exactly like it. Now, did you study the cartoon, or did you just kind of, like, was it difficult to adapt that style, or in fact, did you work on the cartoon as well?
A little before my time, but we did the first issue, and we were doing it all kind of by the seat of our pants. I was taking screen grabs and whatever I could do to get reference. Then when the orders came in for the first issue, Disney looked at that and said, "Oh, this could be a viable thing." So they started giving us model sheets. Tad Stones, the creator of the show, was a big help in getting this book done. So he was saying, "Oh yeah, I got all this reference material," and nothing makes me more upset than seeing an adaptation of some licensed property and it doesn't look like it's supposed to. So I made a special effort to make it look exactly like the cartoon. So hopefully I didn't screw it up too bad.
I don't think you screwed it up at all. Frankly, like I said, that was the first thing that turned me on to it. All of the villains and everything. I mean, I felt like I was 12, 13 years old again, sitting in front of my TV after school one day. I absolutely love the Dark Knight Returns book, and I look forward to a lot more homage covers or homage. You guys know I have trouble with that word. Shut up. Now, this picture intrigues me here. I understand it's probably a mimic of something, but can you tell me a little bit more about this one?
Well, of course, it's a mimic of the famous Obama Shepard Fairey poster. Been done to death, but you know, this was done as a special gift actually for Tad Stones, the Darkwing creator, and he liked it so much that we said, "Yeah, what the hell? Make some prints of it. See if we can milk it for a little more."
Well, I think it came out great. Can you tell us anything about maybe what's in store for Darkwing in future issues? Because obviously, you know, with the success of the book, it seems to be like it's going to go on for a while.
Well, we would like it if it did, but we are coming to the end of Darkwing. This week,
I think you just saw a little piece of my soul break off. Heart broke. That's what that noise was.
Cheetos on that. No, actually, this week was the first issue of the Darkwing DuckTales crossover, which is the 4-part. It's going to take place in DuckTales 5 and 6 and Darkwing 17 and 18. And yeah, Darkwing 18 will be the last issue. But you know, you never know. Marvel owns Disney now, so. If people let Marvel know enough that they want to see the continuation of the Darkwing comics, then I'm all up for more.
All right, so we're here with this guy. I'm not sure what this guy. Oh, hold on a second. It's only fair.
See, that's much better, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. See how much cooler he looks?
Daytime, night. Daytime, night. Okay.
It's worth it.
So what do you got?
Okay, yeah, I talked to you guys earlier, but I forgot to schlep this thing. This comes out in 2 weeks from when you're going to watch this. It's called Everlast. It was written by Chad Michael Murray. You might know him as some guy from One Tree Hill. I don't even know the guy's name.
Okay. Oh, he created it?
No, he's an actor in it.
Oh, okay.
He's like Luke or some character. Like I'm pretending like I never watch the show every day and cry my eyes out.
Right.
And there's actually.
So who did the artwork? Wink, wink.
I'm glad you asked that question. I did, along with 4 other people. We got the guy who does DMZ, Daniel, doing the first chapter. That's some of the work. And then there's a bunch of other guys, and then there's me. So I skipped right to it. Yeah, I did a whole chapter. So this is some of the work. We could like take some shots later, and you can compose them. And I got the originals at my table. So
each chapter has a different artist. Is that?
Yeah. And we did kind of something cool here to do the transition. We went from this guy's art here to mine, and we just kind of slowly, like, I left this panel blank, and he did that. I did the background on this, and he did the foreground, and I just kind of painted the bubbles. Yeah, so it slowly kind of morphs into, yeah. This is the page we're talking about. Is there a glare? Damn. We'll take some shots. Okay. Yeah, that's what I just want to talk about. It comes out in 2 weeks from Archaea. It's a hardcover edition. I don't know if there's going to be paperback available, but they're only $20 for the hardcover, so it's not bad.
And is there a special way they can get it other than going to the store?
Well, local retailers, or you could go. It's on Amazon. You can get it from Chad Michael Murray himself, chadmichaelmurray.com. You can get like a signed version from him. And that's all I know of. Other than that, just go to your local retailer.
Cool. Get that. That's an order. That's a direct order. All right, we're here with Gabriel Hardman. He's working on, what's the most recent thing you're working on, the Planet of the Apes storyline?
a 4-issue Planet of the Apes miniseries called Betrayal of the Planet of the Apes. The first issue comes out November 2nd. That's from Boom. And then in February, I'm starting on Secret Avengers for Marvel.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Okay, because I know right now, I know Brubaker was doing it. I think Warren Ellis is doing it, I guess, just in the interim.
And just today, they announced that Rick Remender's writing it and I'm drawing it.
Okay, good. What issue are you going to start on?
It's going to be 22. Yeah. And it starts a new arc and kind of a new direction for the book in a way. Yeah, I believe all the Warren Ellis books are like one and done issues, you know, which I think is kind of a cool experiment with it. I've been enjoying those.
Okay, and who did you? Are you a great big Planet of the Apes fan? Is that why obviously you're doing this? And
yes, I am, and both of us are, and we. Like when we heard that Boom had the license for it, and we're putting out another Planet of the Apes book, I just went to them and asked if we could write and draw a Planet of the Apes book, you know, and they, you know, and I didn't. Initially, it was just wondering if I could do like a one shot or something like that, but they're like, no, but you could do a mini series, you know, and so we're like, yeah, all right, yeah, we will do that.
Okay, yeah, maybe I'll do that. Yeah, all right. All right.
And I've loved drawing it. It's been just an amazing, you know, amount of fun to, you know, for us writing it, and you know.
Is that out now? Or is that coming out?
It comes out November 2nd. Yeah, very soon. Yeah.
Yeah, we're co-writing.
And how did you? I'm assuming you're a gigantic Planet of the Apes fan too. Okay. Now how does it usually work? Do you come up with like you both come up with ideas for the story, and then you do the actual writing, and then like how does that usually work in general?
Well, you know, we both come up with ideas. We wrote a treatment, you know, like an outline for it to pitch to them in the first place, and then you know, as far as the day-to-day writing of it, you know, we plot it together. You know, in the morning I go draw. She writes up what we plotted, and then we revise that. You know, so it's all really collaborative. Yeah.
Something that you guys are going to do again, but you feel, it seems that way, just based on your enthusiasm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we've done a couple of things together, and
we have a digital comic on the double feature app called The Liar, and it's like double feature is an iPad app that gives, you know, there are like 4 different genres and short stories for each of those genres are you know, there's 2 of them in each issue, and the second issue of the action double feature, you know, our Liar story is in that. Corinna has a story with another artist in the second issue of the horror one, and it's an interesting app that gives you a lot of like extra functionality. You can see there's commentary on all the stories. You can see all the process art, and so it's really using the digital format to best advantage. You know,
it should be. I mean, if you're going to have a different format, you might as well do it differently.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Cool. So we're going to check that out. We'll review it on the show. All right. When it comes out. All right. Thanks a lot.
Great. It's nice to meet you.
Same here. Thank you.
Pete again. We're here with Enrique, John, and Raphael, the creators of Vescell. Guys, tell us about this. This is obviously your creation.
Yes, it's our creation, and we're on Image Comics right now. It's an ongoing series. It drops monthly on Image Comics, and it's awesome. It's like 007 meets Twilight Zone meets soap opera. It's awesome.
And now, what role do you have in the creation of this book?
I'm the creator and the writer, and this is my wonderful artist, John, and this is my letterer and production designer, Raphael.
And how long, what issue is this up to now?
So it's issue 3 comes out in 2 weeks. So right now we're up to issue 2 on the stands.
Can you tell us a little bit about the plot of the book? Tell us what's going on.
Basically, there's an agent. His name is Agent Barrino, Agent Mauricio Barrino. He works for a company named Vescell, which basically what they do is that they help people swap bodies. So if you're tired with your life, you're tired with the body that you're in, you're tired with your life, and you want to get a new body, you go to this company and they swap you in a process called a V-trans, which is short for vessel transfer, and you swap from one body to another.
Now, let's say I wanted to become Robert Downey Jr. Like, does he have to be a willing consort in this?
A willing Demon Consort.
He don't want to be me though. Like,
I mean, that's legally he has to be willing, you know. But
there's a lot of black market stuff and underground stuff happening in the book though. So
like if I went and clubbed him over the head and brought him to this place,
it might work.
Like,
yeah, and then you
never
could
know.
be.
He might want to escape the fame though, so he might want to get into a regular vibe.
I can practically guarantee he doesn't want to be me. With the amount of girls loving what he's doing with Iron Man and everything, he don't want to be the host of the Pete's Basement Show for sure. Well, gentlemen, I wish you lots of luck with this. Is it cool if we borrow one of these? We can have a look at it on our website?
Yes, definitely.
Awesome.
Thank you, Pete's Basement. Make sure everybody checks out PeteBasement.com and check out Vescell. And thank you very much for having us.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Nerds.
Some interviews and shit, but I'm here more for the women. That's it.
All right, here once again at New York Comic Con, where we ran into Brimstone and Luscious of Hound Comics. How you guys doing?
Pete's Basement. It's been a long time since I've been in Pete's Basement. Yeah. I just got to mess with you a little bit. So yeah, we're here at New York Comic Con. It's been absolutely fantastic. It's an honor and a privilege to meet with Ramon over here. Did I say it properly? I got the Ramon. We got the Latino in there. So basically we're here, we're promoting our company, Hound Comics Inc. We're with one of our advertisers and sponsors, Mind.co. If you got some social networking to do, go to Mind.co. It's kind of like Facebook for collectors. So aside from that, we're actually the only independently owned and operated comic in all of Barnes & Noble, B. Dalton, and Book Worlds all across the country. It's us, Marvel, DC, and Dark Horse, and Archie Comics, if you still consider Archie a comic, right? Yeah. I consider Archie a comic, shame on you. But, you know, we're on tour, we're constantly running and running and running. The book is based on my former wrestling persona. I was professional wrestler for 15 years. Has nothing to do with pro wrestling at all. This is not a wrestling book. Guys, not one of those WWE books. This is not a wrestling book. It's a good book. And the Luscious character right here is based off of old Lush over here. And, you know, we've gone from comic books. We have our animated series. This is at a major network right now. We have our iProduct and Android video game, which is launching next week, Forza Infernus. Oh, my God. He has his custom feathers, boas, being put out. Partyfeathers.com. They're going to be available very shortly. We have our first-person shooter, which is going to be available for PlayStation and Xbox Live, going into end of next year, early next year. Our children's books, and we have, man, oh man, let me tell you.
No, you smiling, we for real, man. Luscious and Brimstone children's?
Children's version. Oh. Hold on one second. Eitan, bring me a Border Pups book. Basically, we got our right-hand man, Eitan Wish. You guys check out houndcomics.com. You see Coordinator's Corner. It's Border Pups Crash Bat. You got Little Brim, Little Lush, Little Dogs. The little versions of the characters right there. That's awesome. They'll be available at Barnes & Noble, Amazon, and so forth. They should be available at the end of this month with our whole Hound Kids collection. We're also the publishers of the Peter Mayhew Chewbacca from Star Wars. We have his two books, My Favorite Giant and Growing Up Giant, which are launching. It's called the Peter and Angie Mayhew Collection. We also have Rich Aaron's. What?
The Turtle Ducky.
Yes. Herbie the Turtle Duck by Rich Aaron's. Rich Aaron's, if you're not familiar with the name, you definitely know who he is, because I know you guys watch Tiny Toons. I know you watched Animaniacs. I sure as hell know you watch Freakazoid and He-Man and all that good stuff. Well, he had a lot to do with all of those animated series. So now we have his children's book, and those are the four first books for the Hound Kids division for Hound Comics Inc. So I got a lot going on. Yes, you do. Always good things. We have our plush toys.
Yeah, by Little Brass Bird. They're doing little versions of us.
Actually,
you can take me home with you. No, seriously, you can hug me, but you got to make sure you got food to feed Little Luscious, because I eat a lot. But Little...
Oh my
Yeah, but it don't end there. It goes on. Brimstone got one too. Hey. Hey, oh, we got a girl going on. What's up, baby? How y'all doing, baby?
Pops into the picture again. So yeah, we got
kinda
a
like
lot of
these.
things going on. Our stuff is, it's all out there. You can check us out, houndscomics.com. My official website is entrancetohell.com. You know, but everything we're doing currently, houndscomics.com, houndskids.com, houndsentertainment.com. So easy to remember. It's called branding. Gotta always put it out there, you know. You know what it is? It's got to be business all the time. You know what I mean? And even though we like to have a good time, we have fun. You know, it's always about branding and pushing. Matter of fact, I know you guys are gonna love this because you know we all love to eat. We're all big men, right? Okay, we're all big men. Not the guy over there. He's kind of skinny. Basically, old Lush is putting out within the next 6 months, I believe. It's called The Big Book of Luscious Chicken. It's actually a fully functional, real deal cookbook, right? Tell them a little bit about it.
Real recipes, and trust me, I'm gonna taste almost everything. Real recipes, but it's not gonna be done in regular book form. It's gonna come at you like a comic book, so you can read it, enjoy it. So if you ain't planning on cooking, you still might want to read it because it's still gonna be fun, baby.
It
will be hot when you cook it.
It's the first ever graphic novel style cookbook. It's gonna be amazing. I'm very excited about that.
It's incredible the work you guys are doing. So much, so little time. I wish you all the best of luck, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I do have my graphic novel Shadrach Stone that I'm selling here. A lot of my friends are here. I'm just catching up with a lot of old friends and just having little meetings with people. And I did one panel yesterday on comics editing. And that was kind of fun. So.
I know we talked about it on the show, but what is it about again?
Shadrach Stone is it's a kind of a big scale conspiracy theory story about alternate universes. It starts on 9/11, and it starts off on 9/11 with a character who, while everyone else is running away from the Twin Towers during the attack, is mysteriously drawn toward them, where he has a mystical experience that opens up a whole universe of alternate dimensions to him, and it all sort of expands out from there. It's just kind of all about America, basically. It's conceived as the first of a possible series, but it's a self-contained story.
Okay, good. Okay. Hey, Steve here, and Pete did something today that he's done a couple times already. How many times have you done it?
Actually, this was a little bit different. The first time that I met Stan Lee was just
I meant shit your pants.
No, I only did that once in kindergarten, and that was because I was too afraid to ask to go to the bathroom.
All right, back to Stan Lee. So how many times have you met Stan Lee?
The first time I met him was in a room of about 100 people. I had bought a ticket, and he just came in. We kind of all lined up and started signing. I was also the second time, which is how I got in touch with the guys at Desert Wind Comics, my good friends Chandler Rice and Sharon Rice. You can check them out at desertwindcomics.com. Basically, they specialize in the CGC Signature Series, which is kind of what I've become obsessed with in the later course of collecting. Today was a little bit different. I woke up very fucking early in the morning. I am exhausted. I was a little bit hungover because I had a wedding last night. Congratulations to Mike and Tina, by the way. This morning I woke up and went to the Yotel, New York, which is on 10th and 41st.
It's pronounced hotel.
No, it's Yotel. It was the Yotel Hotel. And we actually had a meet and greet with Stan. It was about 45 minutes to an hour. It was me and 9 other people. We just sat around and basically talked to Stan Lee. It was great.
Were you guys like vying for his attention? Like what the hell? How'd that go? I can't even picture it.
Actually, it was very well organized. Everybody was really polite. There was no, surprisingly enough, it didn't. It was a lot of him talking, actually. One of the guys had asked, kind of like what inspired him over the course of his life, and if he's met anybody famous and stuff like that. Like, obviously we were all kind of going gaga over him. I was like, has anybody else made him go gaga. And he said he met, you know, quite a few people, from Hugh Hefner himself to the various presidents. The list goes on. I mean, he's Stan Lee.
Did you get to ask him any specific questions?
Actually, no. I almost kind of froze up like just a little kid, like, ooh. The one thing I did get to do was I got several books signed. I got my Avengers 4 signed, and when he signed it, he says, and who does this belong to? I stood up on the other end of the table, and I said, that's mine, sir, and he throws it across the table to me. Throws it across the 12-foot table. Yeah, just spun it right at me. I was like, ah. And thankfully he didn't do that with the next book. He looked at the Fantastic Four one, and he said, whoop, no, we couldn't film. No, we couldn't film. And he takes a look at the Fantastic Four one, and he says, wow, is this the real one? Is this the original? I said, yes, sir, this is the culmination of, you know, a nice collection of all of your #1s signed by you. And he's like, oh, that's really cool. And I said, you know, I grew up listening to you narrating Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends and The Incredible Hulk, and he smiled at that. And I said, you know, that made me want to get into comics and drawing and stuff. And obviously, you know, when I was a kid, every kid wants to draw comics, and that didn't pan out. But, you know, I still became a graphic artist. I kind of have you to thank for, you know, my whole career at this point. And everybody was kind of telling him how his characters inspired them, you know, in various ways or through other troubling times in their lives and stuff like that. And he turns around and he's like, wow, you know, if I thought this was going to be a bunch of people telling me how wonderful I am, I would have got here earlier. He was really just like a happy old man, you know, and he told us several stories about how he actually drew posters for World War II, like he'd made propaganda posters. He did a little complaining about the Comics Code Authority, one particular panel where there was a gun being fired. There was a finger on the trigger, the bullet came out, there were speed lines for the bullet, and there was a little puff of smoke outside of the gun. And when they sent it to the Comics Code, they came back and said, this panel's no good because the puff of smoke is too big. And he's like, what the hell? There's a bullet being shot, there's a gun, but the puff of smoke is what makes this bad? So he's like, I didn't even turn it over to Jack. I just whited it out and redrew the puff of smoke smaller and sent it back, and it became okay. He told us how Spider-Man was not even supposed to have happened because the publisher didn't, you know, the editor or whatever didn't want to, he didn't like the story. He's like, you can't have a teenager who, you know, is a superhero. Superheroes are men. You can't have a real life problems because these are superheroes. They're not supposed to have problems.
If he was a man, it wouldn't have been nearly as popular.
Microphone.
Popular.
And he said, you know, and what the fuck was I saying? Oh, and the publisher was like, and you can't have a Spider-Man superhero. Nobody likes spider. Everybody's afraid of spiders. So Amazing Fantasy was being canceled. He just threw it in, and you know, in the last issue, just to kind of said get it out of his system. And in turn, you know, sales went through the roof. And all of a sudden, the publisher comes up to him and he's like, "Hey, Stan, you remember that character Spider-Man that we both liked so much? Well, let's make a series out of it." Stanley, he's just us laughing, man. He was just a really great guy. He's just happy. I hope I look like him when I'm friggin' 89 years old, man. The guy's got energy coming out the wigwam.
Where exactly is that located?
Texas.
Texas?
Texas.
Right next to Austin, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right, we're here with the legendary Tom Defalco. He remembers the last time we were here when Pete spoke with him.
And Pete's still in the basement? He's living there full time? Pete, get out of the damn basement, for Christ's sakes. He's still in the basement?
Been telling him for years. He doesn't, you know.
What the hell's the matter with this guy?
I think after he spoke to you, he got so traumatized that he didn't want to leave.
Peter, come on. How old is this clown? He's 30 years old, living in his parents' basement? Come on. You're giving comic book fans a bad name, Pete. Get out of the basement.
He's got to get out.
He doesn't have a girlfriend either? Not right now. The comic book industry is proud to have you among its fans, Pete.
So, I think last time he spoke to you, he was talking about Spider-Man. Now, is it safe to say Spidey's your favorite Marvel character?
No.
It's not? Okay, so who is your favorite Marvel character?
I think Spider-Girl is up there. Thunderstrike is up there. Thor is up there. Captain America is up there. You know, I don't think this Spider-Man character is going to last.
No?
Nah. I think this Spider-Man character is like Pete. He's stuck in the basement.
Yeah, like the Mets. Well,
you gotta bring up the Mets. You gotta bring up the Mets. If he brings up the Jets, I'm gonna shove this microphone up his. Let's move on. You know, decorum.
So Spider-Man ain't gonna let you. You don't see that going anywhere, right? Spider-Man.
Nah. That's
not even worth talking about.
Why even bother?
How long did you run Marvel?
How long did I run Marvel? What, into the ground, or a lot of years? I don't know. 7 years, 8 years, something like that.
All right, and so throughout that time, I think you said one of the people that one of your best writers there was J.M. DeMatteis. Are there other writers that you thought were top notch?
Yeah, Roger Stern, Roger McKenzie, Jim Shooter on his good days. Listen, what are you trying to do? You put words in my mouth? You're trying to fix it so that I have to move into the basement with Pete? Speaking of Mark DeMatteis, he's actually teaching a course on how to write comics. So he gave me a bunch of flyers to put on my table, and he's not even giving me a cut. Could you believe this? But Mark DeMatteis is teaching a course on how to write comics. Anybody who wants to learn.
Do you want us to contact him to get you some sort of cut or something like that?
It would be good if I got a cut, you know? Come on, I deserve a piece of the action.
All right, well, we'll talk to JM to make sure that he gets you what you need.
Okay.
All right. And any last messages for Pete?
For Pete? Get out of the basement, Pete.
Get out, Pete. That's it. Tom said it. Got to get out.
I'm good when you are.
Can you get both of us at the same time? Okay, so as long as he's up to my nipple, we're
gonna
okay
make
here.
a bit. Let's see. I've met Stan Lee about 3 or 4 times. Just at a couple of signings and whatnot, and it was really just kind of listening to him. Sorry, let's try that once more.
Are you sure? You positive? I love you. Okay, straight, yeah. All right, hey, we're still here at Comic-Con, interviewing like fucking crazy, checking out the chicks. Okay, I'm checking out the chicks. Everybody else in the basement is off working. But we're lucky enough to have,
Jeff Cahn.
Jeff Cahn.
I'm going to talk to you while I'm counting out change for JK, which is a first, I'm sure, for... Shit, I'm going to have to get change for you in a little bit, but...
You trust him, though?
Yeah, he's a shady guy.
Hello. Carol Zara. Yes.
Hey, how are you?
Yes. No, I'm just mic testing, just to make sure I got the name right, too, at the same time.
I'm at a point...
I'm going to get one right now.
Are you?
Yes.
Well, for you, $10.
All right. But it says 8. No.
I meant for you, 50.
Yeah, you new at this?
Yeah.
You ever do a podcast before?
Yeah, I'm working on an interview for Pete because he can't get out of the darn basement.
Because you know how it is in Pete's basement, we gotta let it all out. As long as it's not Pete's closet, then we got a little issue.
And I'll sign it. I'll sign every page. I got a 3-year-old. My wife's not letting me come home unless every one of these comics are sold.
I'm leaving. My feet hurt. I got boo-boo.
So he gave me a bunch of flyers to put on my table, and he's not even giving me a cut.